they were brainwashed. I feel like they were brainwashed just like I was when I was younger, to hate anything that's not like them. I think it's all tactic at the end of the day, because I don't think they really have any knowledge on drag or what it is. Those are the only time, that's the only time that we get to be in public expressing our authentic selves and feel safe. Growing up as a person of difference, like obviously flamboyant, I had way too much personality, way too much femininity, and way too much fashion sense, if I do say so myself. I was so forced to be the man of the house, and to play that male role, that when I tried to assist or tried to explore or express that side of myself, my mother wasn't as bad as like my father and my uncles and cousins, friends and just other people, neighbors, there was always something wrong with me. I raised Southern Baptist, my grandmother Pentecostal, and having a preacher like call you out in front of an entire congregation and try to pray over your head with holy water and get the demon out of you. And I'm just like, I don't think there's one of you. I swear to God. I got my start at my local bar called New Beginnings. Mm-hmm. And I would travel to Asheville, which was like an hour south from where I was from. And I did a lot of pageants because that was the way to do drag then, and I just remember taking these road trips with my drag children to like Louisville, Kentucky and West Virginia and North Carolina, anywhere they would pay me to do a gig. Just in the last couple of years, my town that I grew up in just recently had their first Pride event. And they invited me and it was incredible. It was so beautiful. And even seeing the children like cry because they, these little queer boys that had tutus on and, pranced around and, it was like, and celebrated, and I realized that a lot of people don't understand, that aren't a part of the queer community, how important those prides and those public moments are. But those are the only time, that's the only time that we get to be in public expressing our authentic selves and feel safe. When I found drag, I finally found a place where I didn't hate myself. I never had that my entire life because I was taught to hate myself. I'm a survivor of abuse, sexual assault, several things. And drag has been the only way for me to build up from that trauma, to have a place to express myself artistically, to find safeness, therapy, happiness. It was my therapy for a really long time. And the thing is people don't realize how powerful drag can be. I'm very blessed to be a part of a show called We're Here on HBO. And I love our show. And I love RuPaul's Drag Race too, because we shine a light on the humanity of queer people and drag queens. And honestly, a lot of these people that have this opinion, I don't think they've ever seen anything like that. I don't think they've ever watched the show like that. I don't think they care. I think they have their opinion and they're not willing to budge. Because I also think they're trying to appeal a very small audience that they think will vote for them. I think it's all tactic at the end of the day, because I don't think they really have any knowledge on drag or what it is. I think that people don't want to know. They don't want to learn. I just think it's going to be emotionally distressing. I think it's going to tear down communities that are just now starting to build. That's what I'm bothered with the most. Like Bristol, they've had 4 prides maybe, and it's been celebrated mostly. So you're going to strip this city of this, It just always feels like every bill, every anti-drag, LGBT, or anything queer related, it's just a slap to the face of our growth and the people that fought before us, that died before us, that helped us get this far. You're just trying to really strip something away. Governor, I don't know you, but I, from researching you, have found out you have a family that I'm sure relies on you to take care of them. And my family learned about how to accept me and understand my way of life and my job by being able to come to a Pride event and see it, And a lot of people I know were able to find community and love and comfort and safety in those spaces because they can't go to nightclubs to learn about who they are. And that's not the direction we want to push them at a young, vulnerable age either. You know, and I come from a generation where, because the nightclubs and the drug scene and the alcohol scene was the first place people like that were exposed to the diversity, that they fell quickly into drug abuse, depression, often drinking too much, a lot of times suicide or overdose. And I don't want that for my nieces and nephew. I don't want that for your kids' children if one of them happens to be queer. I want you to see us as the humans we are, and I want you to allow us to exist in coexisting spaces that are public, because we deserve to be out and proud in the light. And honestly, the new generation is connected. So they've been learning about diversity, about who they are, without having to wait like my generation did. They have access. So they have the access regardless. And I do feel like we do have a younger generation that is maybe more queer, more diverse, more accepting. And I think some of that older generation is getting scared by it. It's honestly, you know, drag queens and drag kings and drag in general is going to survive. Drag has been overwhelmingly alive, even when it was illegal. And it's still going to be, because that's the whole point. It's rebellious. But the people that are personally attacked are trans individuals. Because what you're saying is you can't present your identity, you know, and you're automatically being categorized because you're doing drag too. And I just think that there's a lot of, I just think it's very tactful of the bill to blanket hate crime trans people. That's truly what I think, more than anything.